You. Yes, you. The one watching this right now. I want to ask you something uncomfortable. Are you secretly standing in your own way? Before you answer, pause. Don't rush to defend yourself with, "Of course not," or "I'm doing fine," because the truth is far darker than most of us dare to admit. Most people never fail because of outside forces, the economy, their upbringing, bad luck, or cruel fate. They fail because of something much closer, much quieter, much more insidious. They fail because of themselves. You felt it before, that hesitation before starting something you care about, that inner whisper that convinces you to scroll a little longer, sleep a little later, postpone the work until tomorrow. That's not laziness, it's sabotage. You are both the prisoner and the jailer, the architect of your potential, and the one who sets fire to the blueprint. Nietzsche once wrote, "Man is something that shall be overcome." But how can you overcome yourself when you are the very one holding yourself down? Think about the countless promises you've made to yourself. I'll wake up early tomorrow. I'll finally get in shape this year. I'll write that book, start that business, speak my truth. And yet, how many of those promises have you broken? How many times have you betrayed yourself? The French philosopher Paul Valéry once said, "The best way to make your dreams come true is to wake up." But most of us don't wake up. We sleepwalk, we drift, we anesthetize ourselves with distractions, numbing the sharp pain of unmet potential. And while you're scrolling, while you're waiting for the perfect moment, life is slipping away. Not loudly, not dramatically, but silently in the little compromises you make with yourself every day. Let me tell you a story. In ancient Athens, Socrates was once asked why he spent so much of his time questioning people, exposing their contradictions, challenging their comfortable beliefs. He answered with something that should haunt us all. The unexamined life is not worth living. Most of us live unexamined lives. We repeat patterns we don't understand. We crave comfort more than truth. We avoid pain, not realizing that the avoidance of pain is itself the deepest suffering. Ask yourself, are you really choosing the life you live? Or are you simply running from discomfort, mistaking the absence of struggle for happiness? Psychologists today call it self-sabotage, the tendency to create problems and obstacles that interfere with your own goals. Maybe you've done this before. You procrastinate until the opportunity slips away. You pick relationships you know will fail. You downplay your talents so no one expects too much of you. You avoid commitment so you can always blame circumstances instead of yourself. This isn't just weakness, it's a survival mechanism. Deep down, your unconscious fears success more than failure. Why? Because failure is familiar. It keeps you safe. It spares you from responsibility, from exposure, from the terrifying possibility that you might actually be powerful beyond measure. Machiavelli once warned that there is nothing more difficult to take in hand, more perilous to conduct, or more uncertain in its success than to take the lead in the introduction of a new order of things. And your mind knows this. To change your life means to create a new order within yourself, and that is frightening. So you choose the known misery over the unknown possibility. But here is the cruel paradox. By avoiding the pain of growth, you guarantee the pain of regret. Look around. How many people do you know who are haunted by what they didn't do? The job they didn't take, the person they didn't confess their love to, the risks they didn't dare to try. They might not say it out loud, but you can see it in their eyes, that quiet resignation that their best life was possible, but they never chose it. Bonhoeffer, the German theologian who was executed for resisting the Nazis, wrote from prison, "The ultimate test of a moral society is the kind of future it leaves to its children. The same can be said about the individual. The ultimate test of a life is the kind of future you leave for your future self. Right now, in this very moment, you are either giving a gift to your future self or stealing from them. Let's go deeper. Why do you break your own promises? Why do you choose distraction over discipline, comfort over courage? Because deep inside, you don't believe you are worthy of greatness. You've built an identity around weakness, around being the kind of person who never finishes things. And every time you prove yourself right, by quitting, by avoiding, by staying small, you reinforce that prison. But here's the uncomfortable truth. No one else is coming to save you. Not your parents, not your friends, not society, not God. The world doesn't owe you clarity or strength. The responsibility is yours, and yours alone. Plato once described the human condition with his famous allegory of the cave. People, he said, live chained in darkness, watching shadows on a wall, mistaking them for reality. Most never escape because freedom requires unbearable pain. Turning away from the shadows, stepping into the blinding light, climbing out into the unknown. The question is, are you willing to step out of your cave? Or will you keep staring at the shadows of comfort, scrolling, numbing, distracting, while your real life passes you by? Here's a thought experiment. Imagine yourself on your deathbed. The room is quiet. The people you love surround you. You close your eyes, and in those final moments, you don't see the things you did. You see the things you didn't do, the risks you never took, the words you never spoke, the potential you abandoned. Would that memory be bearable, or would it crush you with the weight of wasted years? Because whether you want to face it or not, you are on that path right now. Every decision you make today is either creating a story of courage or a story of regret. And the clock doesn't stop. So what can you do? First, you must confront the enemy within. Call yourself out. Name your patterns. Write down every excuse you make and realize that they are just stories designed to keep you safe, not to make you free. Second, stop waiting for motivation. Discipline is superior to inspiration. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Not tomorrow, not when you feel ready, but now." Third, embrace discomfort. Every time you avoid struggle, you weaken yourself. Every time you lean into it, you strengthen yourself. Pain is not the enemy, it is the forge. Fourth, hold yourself accountable. No one else will. Track your days. Confront your failures. Demand more of yourself than anyone else ever will. Finally, cultivate the courage to act without certainty. There will never be a perfect plan, a perfect time, a perfect you. Act anyway. Here's the twist. Your greatest enemy is also your greatest ally. That inner voice that sabotages you. It can be trained. The same mind that builds excuses can build empires. The same fear that keeps you small can become the fire that drives you forward if you stop running from it and start mastering it. Your weaknesses are not flaws, they are raw material. The question is whether you will use them to build or to burn. So I'll leave you with this. Right now, as you sit here, you are faced with a choice. You can close this video and go back to scrolling, numbing, distracting, telling yourself the same lies you've always told. Or you can decide that this moment will be different, that this is the moment you finally confront yourself, because life is not